Do you have a dirt bike or pit bike that's not starting, or it's flooding gas out of the carb or air filter? In this comment of the week video, ChocoPlayz asks, I got a 70cc bike, it doesn't have a fuel switch, gas is brand new carb on it, and it started, and then started leaking gas from the air filter and carb. I put new gas in, and now it won't start. So, when you put a new carb on, and it's leaking, it's usually one of two things. The first thing is the needle and seat are either dirty or they're just not working properly. So the needle and seat is just a small, usually a rubber piece that essentially holds the gas out of the carb. So when you turn the petcock or the fuel switch on, it'll flow into the carb, and then once the carb gets the fuel high enough, then that needle and seat will seal up so no more gas can get in. But if that's not properly sealing because it's dirty or it's just a faulty part from the manufacturer, gas is just going to keep pouring in, and it's going to go out the overflow tube, and it may even fill up the whole carb and come out the air filter. The other problem, which is pretty common when you get a new carb, especially if it's like a cheap Chinese knockoff from Amazon or eBay, is the float level will be off. So it's really easy to forget about the float level because that should be right from the manufacturer, right? Well, sometimes even if it's just a little bit off, it can really affect the jetting, the starting of your bike, and it can cause it to leak. So when the float level is off, when the float is just a little bit too high, this raises the fuel level in the bottom of the carb bowl, so that makes it go out the overflow, and if it's super high, then it'll go out the carb and you may see it leaking out the air filter. So the float bowl, it has a little metal tang on it. This is very thin, very easy to bend, and all you do to adjust the float level is to bend that little spring that's connected and pushing on the needle and seat. It doesn't take much to move it a lot, so you may have to try it once or twice or 3 times to get the float level perfect. And to know that it's right, you basically just adjust it and then flip the carb over with the float on the carb, and if it's resting about parallel with the bottom of the carb body, then it's probably right. And if you go too far and make the float level too low, then it's going to starve for fuel. It's going to be really hard to start when it's cold, and it's going to bog a lot. So having the proper jetting is very important for having a good starting, good running dirt bike, but also for reliability. And if you want to learn 3 free, easy ways to make your dirt bike more reliable so that it lasts longer and so you don't get stranded out in the middle of nowhere because it broke down, I got a free guide. You can go to motocrosshideout.com/prevent, or the link is in the description below. Do you have a question about your dirt bike that you're frustrated with? Let me know in the comments below, and maybe you could be the next person that I show on Comment of the Week. This is Kelly Fager from Motocross Hideout. Learn more, ride more, so that you can stay safe and have fun for many years to come.